Hi friends, welcome back to the channel, and this is your daily news. So we're going to start with this one. A man whose Tesla Model Y caught fire on a California highway says customer service asked him to haul the burning tusk of his car to their service center. And this sort of represents what is going on with our markets today. And, we always see these stories every now and then that Teslas are catching on fire. I do think as we get more EVs on the road, this will be a continuing problem. These sort of things are hard to put out if you don't know how to deal with it. So they'll probably have to retrain a lot of fire departments around the world. But you'll see this every now and then with the EVs and, their batteries, and batteries catch on fire. One of the things that sort of why I say that, the Tesla thing represents our markets is you can see headlines, Republicans walk out over talks, raising U.S. debt ceiling. And perfectly frank, if sort of how this is described is the way it is, I'd probably walk out too. One of the things that it felt like, it was just like, was it yesterday or a couple of days ago that there was some progress between the Democrats and the Republicans that they were going to, make a deal, deadline's coming, and everything's going to be great. I'm generally not worried over this stuff because they always drag it out to midnight, right at the buzzer, and make a deal. But you never know. In this day and age, you never know until it's actually signed in the dotted line kind of stuff. Here's a couple quotes. Saying here, until people are willing to have reasonable conversations about how you can actually move forward and do the right thing, then we are not going to sit here and talk to ourselves. And that's coming from Graves, who's a Republican congressman, and I guess McCarthy walked out, and they're pausing me. It's mostly because it just sounds like maybe they thought they had an agreement, and someone changed mind, and so the way this looks to me, I think it looks worse than the Democrats. Just the way this is written, but I'm not in the room, but that's just how it looks to me. White House says there are real differences between the parties on budget issues, and talks will be difficult. The president's team is working hard towards a reasonable bipartisan solution. So essentially, Republicans want to cut spending, and the Democrats don't. I would guess, and this is sort of my guess here, is that if you want to balance the budget, right, you want to raise the money coming in and quit sending too much money out. So I would be, hey, where can we raise taxes? Where can we cut spending? I'm fine with either. Get the budget balanced, whatever you have to do, etc. But it is what it is. So we'll see. I would imagine though that they'll work out a deal. This is my guess. But markets were kind of like, hey, are you guys doing it or not? And evidently at the moment they're not. Jerome Powell is sort of like signaling again that maybe we're going to be pausing. It's funny because markets keep thinking there's going to be a cut. It's weird. The Fed never says that. If you have to ask me, what is the Fed saying? Basically, they're going to either pause or raise next time around, and not cut till maybe next year. So, we'll see. Will they pull a shocker? Will they just start cutting rates in June and, look like they backtrack completely? I don't think so, but, we'll see. But that's sort of where it's now is I would say more either pause or raise, but probably more likely a pause. I don't believe the market's in my opinion, but we'll see. If the Fed changes their mind, something, it feels like they'll completely lose credibility. It is what it is. The other big headline today was Foot Locker. You can see here, Foot Locker 20 to 28% plunge, guidance cut, basically on trouble ahead for other retailers. There's a couple things that really stood out to me. One, they were saying that, theft or in retail, they call it shrinkage, is a real problem. And they actually had to, Foot Locker with shoes, right? They had to give heavy discounts to get people basically to buy stuff. And this company's been struggling for a while, actually. I was looking at the 5-year chart and how stock here. 45% down on the 5-year, but it's just been kind of flat. And you can see in 2019, and this is like 2021, it just sort of, peaks and then comes down and then peaks again. Actually, it'll go like this, comes back down, and we'll see if it recovers this time. If I had to bet, though, I think Foot Locker is not a great bet, in my opinion. Every time I do go to Foot Locker, I'm just like, why, bother? Try the shoes on there if you want, but just order them online. So I'd be curious if you guys are all that kind of same, or do you still buy shoes in the physical stores? But I'm an online shopper myself, but that's just me. I think I might be way more skewed online than the average person, but I do think that's the way of the future. There's a couple of videos I want you guys to point out if you haven't seen already. This is regarding my wife's visa. We're planning on the USA. I'll be there in a couple of days, but check this out if you haven't seen it. And then this is one on the American consumer and the American dream, which if you haven't seen it, please check it out because I think it relates very much to the Foot Locker story, to where people are only buying stuff if there's a steep discount, essentially Americans are struggling meeting their daily needs. So, issues going to be one of them. And there's a key chart which I want you to look at as well. This is actually Nvidia. We don't talk a ton of this on this channel, but this has been if you got an Nvidia, 10 years ago or so, you've been doing absolutely fantastic. But you can see the thing right here, right? So peaked, went down, and is back up again at the peak. And this is the 5-year chart. And this is the question. We're at the peak right now with Nvidia, and is it going to just go right back down again? Or are we starting a new, bull run? My feeling is right now we're on AI hype and this kind of stuff. I can see the numbers right here. PE of like 180 basically seems pretty ludicrously high. So if I had to bet on this one, I'd be betting on the going down part opposed to going up. But it's going to depend on your point of view. Is the AI hype real? Right? Is this going to be a new run for Nvidia? But you can see right here we're at like right there. We're at a sort of a decision point. Which way are we going to go? And I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that one. I think Nvidia captures exactly where we are in the market right now. Other things that really capture where we are right now is I wasn't expecting this headline. Instagram readies Twitter competitor for summer release. It's like, wow. So one of the things that I follow, or one of the people I follow exactly, is the Superman actor. I can't think of his name right now. He actually quit. He was in the Witcher show as well. And if you think of his name just right, I just is blanking on his name. He's a cool dude, but he uses that to announce all of his like Superman stuff and Witcher stuff. And he's actually going to be doing Warhammer 40K, which is really cool. I really like that. I don't know why I can't think of his name right now. He was in the Tom Cruise movie Mission Impossible too. Sometimes you just blank on stuff, but it doesn't matter. But the point is, though, is that they have a lot of celebrities that use Instagram, and so if people have a sort of positive feeling of Instagram and they want to go to like a text only thing to compete with Twitter, I think they could do pretty well. However, I would say the thing I do like about Instagram over Twitter is like sometimes, and I hope you guys or understand probably why people like it, is like, hey, I want to go somewhere where I can escape the trolling and escape the political fighting and stuff like that. And I just want to see people's lunches, and I want to see people's new cars and vacations, stuff like that. Like it's a different platform, and so I'll be curious if they tie the new text thing directly to Twitter, or if they just kind of spit off and do something completely else. And I think Instagram is for my wife and I, we use Instagram, but we like it better. Don't really use Facebook that much, to be honest. For those reasons, right? Sometimes you just want to see cat pictures and stuff like that. So this will be interesting how they handle this one. But I think though, if they were to get big celebrities, to be Instagramming or not tweeting, I was talking about the word, the word for it, but using text-based stuff to communicate with fans, it could be big for them. But again, I think those two struggles are there. Talking about struggles, this was an interesting one. You can read the headline: "Congrats, college grad. Good luck finding that dream job." So the article was saying, though, it's not quite as bad as the financial crash or crisis, I should say, of 08. And it's ironically that's basically when I was finishing college, and it was awful. It was really, really a bad time. And it's not quite as bad as that, but they give some examples of where you get your job offer rescinded, or you're graduating and you apply for 100 jobs, you only get 2 offers from only 2 startups, that kind of thing. And I'll be curious to hear, for those of you who have kids that are in the market now, or you yourself, if you're younger, if you're in the market, how it is out there for fresh grads. I feel like if you want to go into, say, tech or financials, that's going to be tough. It seems like the jobs are just basically, work at Walmart, Chipotle, this kind of things. I have said multiple times on the channel, which is very real, the trades, right? Like, for example, plumber, electrician, these kind of things, or auto repair, this sort of stuff. There's probably going to be opportunity for that. You can't replace that stuff with robots. Those jobs pay pretty well. And, this is something that there is opportunity out there. So there will always be a job in America, in my opinion. It may not necessarily be the one exactly you want, right? But there will be one there. And the other ones that seem to keep coming up over and over again, which I've mentioned, nursing, cybersecurity, I think those kind of things will stick around. And there are things out there, but again, it may not serve what you want. So if you want to go in, say, investment banking or something like that, or you think you can get a job at Google and have that, cush lifestyle of playing ping pong every day and getting your cool gym and stuff like that. I think that stuff is long gone. It's a different market. So anyway, I'd love to hear your thoughts on any one of these stories. And this has been your Daily News.